They called my wife a gold digger, so I sold their house. We were supposed to be having a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner at this massive countryside estate I had just finished renovating for the family. The turkey was carved, the wine was poured, and my amazing wife of 5 years was just trying to pass the stuffing to my older cousin. That is when my sister Amy's 15-year-old daughter looked right at her, snatched the bowl away, and laughed. "Grandma says we do not have to be nice to you because you are not real family," she sneered. "She says you are just a cheap gold digger and you only married my uncle, so you could spend all his hard-earned money." The entire dining room went completely dead silent. The only sound was the crackling fireplace in the corner. I looked over at my mom, fully expecting her to ground her granddaughter on the spot, but instead she just smirked, took a slow sip of her red wine and looked away. My sister Amy just rolled her eyes. "Oh, for crying out loud, relax. It is just teenage drama," she groaned. "Stop making a huge deal out of nothing and ruining the holiday." I looked at my beautiful wife and her face was totally pale as she desperately tried to hold back tears while setting her fork down quietly. I did not yell. I did not throw a dramatic fit or cause a massive screaming match. I just walked over, grabbed my wife's hand, helped her out of her chair, packed our coats, and walked straight out to the driveway. "You are ruining the whole dinner over a stupid joke," Mom yelled from the front porch. I loaded my wife into the SUV and drove us back to our city apartment in total heavy crushing silence. That night, after I made my wife a cup of tea and assured her she was my entire world, I marched straight into my home office, cracked my knuckles, and opened my laptop. For 6 long agonizing years, I had been the sole financial safety net for this entire toxic family. My mom's ridiculous luxury countryside estate that she was currently sitting in. I was the sole legal owner of the property and paid the $4,000 monthly mortgage. Amy's flashy new catering business that was constantly losing money. I was the primary investor and covered the $2,000 monthly commercial kitchen lease. Almost $6,000 a month gone to cruel people who thought my amazing wife was just a cheap gold digger. Well, the endless gravy train was officially derailed. Click. I called my real estate agent and told him to list Mom's countryside estate for sale immediately and send a 30-day eviction notice. Click. I emailed the commercial landlord and canceled the lease on Amy's failing kitchen, effective immediately. By Wednesday morning, the absolute chaos started blowing up my phone. Amy called, leaving frantic screaming voicemails. The building manager just locked me out of my kitchen. "What the hell did you do, Mom?" Texted right after a real estate agent just showed up and handed me an eviction notice. "Call me right now." I did not answer a single message. A few hours later, they drove all the way to my apartment building and were pounding aggressively on my front door. When I finally opened it, leaning casually against the doorframe, they looked absolutely furious. "Are you completely insane?" Amy screamed, practically foaming at the mouth. "I lost my entire business and my clients are furious." Mom yelled, her face turning beet red. "I am getting thrown out of my own house. You need to fix these problems right this second." I just stood there watching them sweat and panic. "I do not need to fix anything," I said, keeping my voice totally calm and icy. "You made it crystal clear that my wife is just a gold digger to you, so I am simply dropping the actual gold diggers in my own life. It was just a stupid teenage joke." Mom pleaded, her anger suddenly turning into desperate panic. "She is just a dumb kid. She did not mean what she said. She meant exactly what you told her to say behind my back." I replied, staring them both down hard. "You taught her that my wife is a worthless mistake. Well, your personal ATM is permanently closed." Amy stepped forward, clenching her fists. "But we are your real blood family. You owe us this financial support." "No," I whispered quietly, stepping back inside. "My real family is sitting in the living room right now, watching television. You two are just a closed account." I shut the heavy door, locked the deadbolt tight, and went back to my real family. What would you do in this situation? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.